And what we have is we actually have a show. So if you want to be a part of today's show, all you got to do is I just put in the comments. If you are in the comments, a link. You click on that link, you'll come into our lobby. I can get 10 people in my lobby, and I can add you to the show if you want to go live with us and be a part of today's show. This is a trial run, but this is what we're going to be doing. This is a real live talk show, and you can actually be a part of the show. So I'm not going to belabor too much, man. I'm going to get started with the show today. Let's go ahead and get this thing rocking.
Black Wall Street, do it right, build wealth, live life, economic empowerment, real tips, insight on the new Black Wall Street. It's on the new Black Wall Street. It's your host.
Oh boy! I hope y'all ready. Y'all ready. Good morning. Great morning. Great rising, my beautiful people, my beautiful black queens and kings and queens. That's what's going on this Tuesday. Hey, Kyle Wilson. Hey, Angel. Thanks so much for tuning in. This is ERGJ, your certified financial educator, founder of the New Black Wall Street. And we're back here today with your Money and Power talk show. That's right. Money and Power talk show. So what you're going to see today, guys, is that we have some new functionality that we're going to be able to use. Now, matter of fact, the little jingle that we had to begin with, that was music by Mr. Jermaine Conte. Good morning, El Panama. How are you? So if you want guys need to get a jingle or anything like that, reach out to Mr. Conte Smith. He takes care of all of my music, not all of it, but most of my intros and my outros for the show. We will be taking this thing to podcast as well. But this is a Money and Power talk show. And what do we do here, guys? We talk about money and the power. Money and the power. So at the end of the day, guys, we're talking about two particular areas that I believe that most of society does not want us to talk about. Number one, money. That's going to be economics. What is economics, guys? Economics is cash flow. Everybody put in the comments below, cash flow. And then we also have power, which is politics, and that's going to be your cash rules. So as you think about your cash flow, one thing I want you guys to understand is that cash flow means just that. Cash comes to you. It should actually come through you and not just to you. Money should always be moving. That's how you can make sure that money is working for you. But then as you think about your cash flow, it's a river. And across the river, around the river, surrounded is its banks. It's this restrictions. And that is your cash rules or your politics. So we must understand money. And we also must understand the laws of the land so we can make money work for us and we make the laws work for us as well. And that's how you put yourself in position of economic power. And that's what we're going to talk about today. Things that we need to know as we move into today's episode. So we actually do have our first guest, and she's upside down, but we're going to make it work anyway. And this is going to be Miss Myra, Debt Elimination Key. So I'm going to pull her up into the broadcast. She's upside down, but it doesn't matter. This is our trial one, trying to make sure how this thing works. But Myra, thank you. Good morning. How are you? Thanks so much for joining.
I'm doing great. Thank you for having me this morning. I'm still gonna work with the camera and stuff.
That's cool. That's cool. So, Myra, just to kind of give you an idea of what we're talking about today, as far as our subjects, we're going to have a market recap. We're going to do a pre-market info, but I think we're going to be getting into some talk. We're going to find out what you're doing, all that stuff as well. But we do have a gender pay gap conversation we're going to have. That's great. Got a woman, got a man. We're going to talk about the gender pay gap. We're also going to be talking about the internet privacy policy. Guys, in case you guys don't know, Trump just signed off on something like that, and that's going to be in our news. You can use section. But of course, along the way, Myra, we want to make sure that you, share your thoughts on any particular topic we talk about today as we move forward in today's show. Now, as we begin, guys, just want to let you guys know who this show is sponsored by. This show is sponsored today by True Detergent. That's right, True Detergent, black-owned and manufactured right here in the Atlanta area. It's a 101-ounce bottle. HE certified, halal certified for $15. See, here's the deal, guys. Most of you guys, you get your detergent, you take it off like this, you just pour on into your, no, that's not how you do this. Then you take it, you pour in here, and no, that's not how you do this. The only thing you need is 4 times concentrated, is about that cap full, about a quarter of a cap to get your low wash. So if you do it properly, you'll get 101 ounces out of your true bottle. Now, here's the deal, guys. Everybody washes their clothes. The question is, are you going to practice what you preach by making the switch to True Detergent so you can circulate your dollar right back within your very own community? True Detergent, make the switch. Now, we also want to make you aware of a couple opportunities that are available to you this week from Club Millie. If you are here today, you're representing Club Millie, go ahead and put in the comments below, hashtag Club Millie, Go ahead and put in the comments below, hashtag Club Millie. On Wednesday, which is tomorrow, we have our Dow 30 investment session. That's going to be for people who are beginners, who are new to the stock market. You want to learn about this thing called money and how you can make your money work for you, or you want to join us on the Dow 30 investment session. I didn't put the link. I got to put the link on how you can join. What am I thinking about? Let me go ahead and get that for you guys. But basically what that is that every week we meet and talk and try to uncover investment opportunities. Everybody put in the comments below, uncover. We try to uncover investment opportunities. So the way that you can participate in upgrading your watch list and learning about how to invest is by joining us in our session. I just put that up for you guys, the Dow 30 investment session. Now, what is the Dow 30? The Dow 30 is the 30 most significant stocks in the stock market. Companies that you are familiar with, companies like Walmart, Nike, Apple, Disney. And what we do is we go through each one. We're going through a Dow 30 March Madness bracketology so we can uncover to discover some investment opportunities. So you can join us on Wednesday. All you got to do is click and register and show up. Don't just sign up, but show up. And then if you can't make it, don't worry, guys. We do record it, and those who register will get the recording. But then also from Adult Vest, that's going to be ERGJ's company. We have this week as well on Saturday. That's right. We're going to show you adults how you can buy stock for your kids. This is our Adult Vest class. We're going to show the adults how they can buy stock for their kids. So in case you don't know, Warren Buffett, the third richest man in the world, he started investing when he was 11 years old. And my question to you, parents, is why not your kids? Well, I know why not. Because most of us just don't know what we don't know. Well, you're going to learn how to earn and show your kids how they can earn and put compound interest on their side by learning early what we learn late and what many of us have never learned at all, how to invest at an early age. So this Saturday, you want to go ahead and sign up and show up to the Adult Vest class, how to buy stock for your kids. At some point, Black America has got to move beyond interest and has to move to the level of commitment. Because here's the deal, guys. Interest shows up in conversation. Interest shows up in a like. But commitment shows up in behavior, and commitment shows up in registration. That's right. That's what I said. Your interest shows up in conversation, and commitment shows up in behavior. Are you committed to building wealth, or are you just interested in building wealth? Well, guys, let's get right in today's show. Miss Myra, how are you? Let's talk to Miss Myra for a second. I mean, she was bold enough to come on the show today. So, Miss Myra, tell us a little bit about you. Matter of fact, when I was looking at your profile, Miss Debt Elimination Key, I gotta talk about it. We gotta talk about this debt elimination stuff. So, tell us a little bit about you. What is this debt elimination stuff that's going on in your name? Do you help people get rid of debt? I mean, what's going on?
Yes, I do. I do help people get rid of debt. Just to give you a little background, I've been in education, so my passion is young people. And what I find is that a lot of the negative influences that our young people are getting involved with, it always goes back to money. Our families are struggling financially. Our parents are having to work long hours and trade their time for money. And during that time, while they're trading their time for money and they're struggling, our kids are having the time to get involved with negative influences, because if their parents or the people that are taking care of them can't provide basic necessities for them, they are reaching out to other people, and other people are having the time to reach out to them to offer them those things. So we've got to get our financial picture in order so that we can get our kids back. And I think that is number one. And that's what I find from working with young people on a daily basis, is that they see their parents and the adults around them. They don't have a way out. They don't see a way out. Our education system is doing a poor job of teaching them about financial money. And so they are seeking out sometimes negative influences to make up that financial gap.
Fantastic. Now, Ms. Myra, when I looked, I saw something on your profile that was very interesting. I saw something that said Champion Woman Black CEO or something like that. What is that? What is that?
It's a group that I am involved with, and there is a group of Black CEOs, a group of Black business owners, and we work together. We connect on Mondays. Everybody's broadcast what type of business they are. Tuesdays, someone in the group does a free stock market tutorial, and then there's someone else in the group that does health and fitness. So it's a group. It's based out of Little Rock. The person that started it is based out of Little Rock. That gentleman, and he has the same ambition that a lot of people now have in our community, and that's to connect us together, to work together, to collaborate, and to create opportunities for each other.
Fantastic, fantastic. Well, we still got you upside down, but that's all right. We got the yin and we got the yang going on this morning. So at any rate, guys, so those that may want to join our lobby, of course, let me just clarify some things real quick. We are broadcasting from Atlanta, Georgia on the ERGJ Enterprises page. So if you may be watching on a personal page, you may be in another group. If you want to interact, if you want to join the show today, you need to come over to ERGJ Enterprises. Right now, I'm going to put up the link that you can click, and actually you can come to our lobby. Once I see you in our lobby, I'll make the opportunity available for you to come on the show, share a little bit about who you are, what you do, and you can participate in the conversation. So this is not a me show. This is a we show. Everybody put that in the comments below. This is a we show. New Black Wall Street talk show, brand new, coming to you live on this Tuesday. So what are we going to do today, guys? Well, we got to get into our market recap. We got to talk about what's going on as I go ahead and let you guys know what's going on in the market. And then, of course, we'll allow anyone else to probably share on what they got going on. But let's go through a quick market recap. What happened yesterday in the market as we talk about money? Well, in the market yesterday, the Dow was down 13 points, the NASDAQ was down 17 points, and SP 500 was down 4 points, pretty much flat across the board. Now, Tesla was up 7% yesterday. A big move for Tesla yesterday. Not quite sure what happened yesterday with Tesla, but they were up while GM, Target, Ford, and Fitbit were down. Target is having a terrible time. Again, Target is having a terrible time. I don't know how they're going to continue to compete if they do not do something in the internet realm. You know, when you start talking about Amazon and Walmart, Target, good luck with that. Now, let's take a look at what's going on here with our key indicators, which are going to be our commodities. Oil is trading at $50.23 per share. Gold at $12.61. 20, it was up 0.5%. Silver had a 1% move yesterday at 18.30. It's now trading at $18.39 per ounce. Now, here's the deal, guys. Some of you guys are interested in precious metals and holding precious metals or investing in precious metals. So it's going to be important for you to follow the price of gold and silver and other precious metals as you make your investment decisions as it relates to those particular metals. Now, what's the emotion that's driving the market right now? In case you guys don't know, there are two emotions that drive the market: fear and greed. That's right, fear and greed. What does that mean? Well, when people are fearful or investors are fearful, they sell. Okay? When people are fearful or investors are fearful, they sell. When people are greedy or investors are greedy, they buy. So when there's extreme greed in the market, people are buying, which means that the prices of stocks will go up. When there's extreme fear in the market, that means that people are selling. And that means that the prices of stocks goes down. And so I'm just of the philosophy. I'm the Warren Buffett guy. I'm the long-term investor guy. This isn't for everybody, but I believe that I should buy low and sell high. So I always look for places where there is fear in the market so I can buy opportunities that are on a discount or on sale or on clearance. So I like to buy stuff on sale. So if you're a person that you like to buy things on sale, put in the comments below, on sale. That's right. I like to buy stuff that, well, how about you, Miss Myra? Do you like to buy stuff that when you go to the store, what's your favorite store, Myra? Where you like to shop?
I actually don't have a favorite store. I don't like to shop. But when I do go online and I do order things, I'm a big eBay shopper, actually.
So when you go on eBay, let's just say, what's the last thing you bought on eBay?
I bought a cell phone.
A cell phone. When you went on eBay to buy this cell phone, did you look for the highest price or did you look for the most frugal price?
I looked for the lowest price with the most storage.
The most storage. So you're looking for something that brought you the best value at the best price.
Correct.
Right. So sometimes, guys, what we're saying is you can find great value on sale when the market is fearful. So where's the market at right now? See how we tied that in? That's how we tie that in. And where's the market at right now? Sitting at a 46 level, which means they're right about neutral. So we're not either fearful or greedy. So it's a great time for us to be holding and a great time to be watching the market to see where it's going to go. If it's going to head to that greed area or it's going to come trickle back down into the fear area, we can find some opportunities to buy. Now, over the past 3 months, let's take a look at what's been hot and what's not been hot. So everybody put in the comments below what's hot. I want you to put in the word hot. What's hot right now? Well, over the past 3 months, electronic technology has brought back a 14% return. That sector, electronic technology. Miss Key, do you know anything about electronic technology? You got any electronics in your house?
Of course, yeah.
Absolutely. And then also over the past 3 months, technology services have been up 12%. This is going to be the companies that service the technology that you have in your house. That makes sense, right? And then also another place that's been pretty interesting is consumer durables. It's been up 12% over the past 3 months. Let's take a look at consumer durables so you get an idea of what we're talking about. We got companies like Goodyear. So we're talking about tires or rubber, motor parts. This is the automotive aftermarket section. Consumer durables, electronics and appliances, home furnishings, home building, motor vehicles, recreational products, and tools and hardware are all in the in the consumer durables sector. So those are the 3 areas that's been hot. Well, let's also take a look at what's not been hot. So everybody put in the comments below, not been hot. See, here's the deal, guys. The things that's been hot, that's going to be where there has been greed. Okay? The things that have not been hot is going to be the area where there's been a little bit of fear. And again, as for me, as an investor, the type of investor that I am, now you got to figure out what type of investor you are. I'm a guy that likes to buy stuff on sale. I like to go to the places where there's extreme fear because Warren Buffett says this, to be greedy when others are fearful and to be fearful when others are greedy. In other words, sell when everybody else is buying, buy when everyone else is selling. That's the Warren Buffett approach. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I just decided I'm going to follow the 3rd richest man in the world, bump everybody else. All right. So what's not been hot? Well, energy minerals has not been hot. So, Ms. Meyer, you know anything about energy minerals?
Not a whole lot.
Not a whole lot. Cool. Let's talk about what's in the energy minerals section, because this is a place that's not been hot. Over the past 3 months, it's been down 7%. So some extreme fear in energy minerals, probably a good place for us to find some opportunities to buy. Number one, we got coal. No one likes coal right now, but coal is a resource that brings energy. A lot of energy comes from coal mining, using coal. Obviously, we used to have coal stoves and stuff like that. We don't have that anymore. But still, coal is a resource that produces that a lot of energy is based off of. So coal has not been good. So you got companies, Westmoreland. I don't know any of these companies. Natural Resources Partners, SunCoke Energy. I don't know any of those. But you got those. But then you also have integrated oil. That's another industry in the energy mineral sector. There's going to be companies like Chevron, ExxonMobil, Suncor Energy. Then you got oil and gas production. These are going to be companies that actually produce or actually not produce the oil, but drill the oil out of the ground and out of the sea. So I don't see any of these companies out that come out. Blackstone Minerals, that might sound familiar. Let's see if I can find. It's like 7 pages. I'm not going to go through all that, but you guys get the point. And then you got oil. Chesapeake Energy. So a lot of energy companies, and then you got oil refining and marketing. All of this is part of the energy minerals sector. Marathon Petroleum, Phillips 66, Valero Energies. Those are probably some companies that you've heard of, but there's a lot more that you haven't heard of. So just wanted to throw that out for you guys to know what's in the energy minerals sector. This is a place that there has been extreme fear. This is probably a place that you might want to look to find some things on sale. And then also, what's not been hot over the past 3 months is communications. You know anything about communications, Ms. Myra?
A little, yes.
Huh?
Yes.
All right. Can you give me one communications company?
Well, AP.
Oh, I lost you. What'd you say? Oh, your voice is coming in and out. I think you said AT&T, but let me just say you said AT&T because AT&T is actually a communications company. So we're talking about your major telecom companies, companies like Verizon, AT&T. So you got specialty telecom companies. These are going to be your smaller companies. CenturyLink, things like that. You're not going to know many of those. And then you have your wireless telecommunications company, which is going to be your Sprint, your T-Mobile, things like that. So those are your communications company. That's another place that has not been hot over the past 3 months. But let's go ahead and look into your pre-market info that you need to know as we head into the market here on Tuesday. Pre-market info that you need to know. Now, as a quick overview, investors are still in an anxious and decisive move with stock market showing no clear trend in either direction. There's an abundance of angst this morning from the weak U.S. car data, the explosion of the St. Petersburg subway, and the prospect of Donald Trump meeting with the Chinese president. U.S. stock futures are pointing down, and the VX volatility index is edging up. Volatility has been steeping back into the markets over the past 3 trading days. European markets are mixed with early trading. Asian markets ended with minor losses. We just talked about the Dow, S&P, and NASDAQ. The bond market is equally mixed as well. There are shudders, look at this, in South Africa. The South African rand continues to fall as traders react to S&P downgrading the country's debt rating to junk status. Now, this is pretty good. This is bad. Let's see what you guys say about this. Do you know anything about import-export, Myra?
A little, I do.
So have you ever been outside of the country?
Yes, I have.
So you know a little bit about, where'd you go?
I went to Mexico.
Did you trade? Did you get some pesos?
Sorry.
Huh? Oh, you froze up on me. You must be on that wireless connection, that Wi-Fi. So anyway, she said she went to Mexico. So what we have in Mexico is the peso. So basically what this means, guys, for those that have traveled or not have traveled, when you go out of the country, you take your dollar and you exchange. It's called foreign exchange for the monetary or the currency that's in the country that you're going in. So I don't know what the peso is, but basically my dollar might be worth 300 pesos. I don't know. Whatever the exchange rate is, that's what you will get in return. And typically your dollar is going to you back? I think you're back. Ms. Myra? I can hear you. Can you hear me? I don't know if you can hear me. I see you. Anyway, you can you trade it out. So when we start talking about the rand, what that basically means, the rand, it's fell, so which means that it's more affordable. So for me, that's a good thing. Why? Because I do import export. So now I'm going to be going over to South Africa. I'm going to be able to exchange I'm not going to physically go, but I'm saying my money is going to go to South Africa. I'm going to exchange it for rand, and I'm going to get more rand, right, for my dollar, which means that I can buy more stuff in Africa right now, in South Africa, for what I do. Now, for you guys, you know, maybe you are trading Forex and you see that the rand went down. Not many people are going to trade the South African rand. That's not a popular pair. But this is some information that's pretty cool for me to know, because I'm like, hey, I might need to go shop over in South Africa. I get way more stuff for my dollar, right? I get way more bang for my buck by trading or buying stuff in South Africa right now. In case you guys don't know, I got an Africa store is one of the things that I do. Ms. Ryan, are you back?
I'm back.
All right. So tell us about your so you said Mexico.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, southern Mexico.
Did you when you went to Mexico, did you get some pesos?
I did.
All right, now tell us a little bit about this exchange thing. So did you get way less pesos than your dollar, or did you get way more dollars? I mean, way more pesos for your dollar?
Way more pesos than my dollar.
Now, when you went to Mexico and you got these way more pesos for your dollar, did you feel like you could buy more stuff in Mexico?
Definitely, yes.
Did you feel like, oh, things were cheaper in Mexico because you took your dollar over there and you exchanged it to Mexican pesos?
Yes.
What are some of the cool things that you bought while you were over in Mexico that you felt you got extreme value for your peso?
Well, when I do go to other places, I actually like to shop where people that actually live there shop. So going to different clothes stores, actually getting up in the morning, what I found most interesting, when you get up in the morning, you can go to the pastry shop and they will sell the day-old bread. And literally you can walk out with loaves for the equivalent of an American dollar.
Loaves of bread for the equivalent of American dollar. That's cool. Where else did you like to shop, or did you see while you were over in Mexico?
In the shops, in the marketplaces. I also like to shop, and this has been quite some time ago. This is actually when I was living in Los Angeles, so I went to Mexico all the time, probably 2 or 3 times a month. Now, and to drive for 4, 5, 6 hours just to go as far south as we possibly could. And they wanted you actually to shop with American money, but you could also shop with pesos because the American dollar was so beneficial to them. They really would prefer if you gave them American money than actually shopping with pesos because it was much more valuable to them.
Now I want you to explain that a little bit because people might not understand that. So you're in Mexico, you got some pesos and you got some dollars, and the people of Mexico are saying, hey, you know what? I see you got some dollars over there. Can I get those dollars instead of now? Why tell the people why that really is?
Because one, they can take those dollars and turn them into more pesos, and then also two, when they are in the position to come across the border, the American dollar is going to do them more good than pesos. So you will find that in a lot of those countries, and especially tourist companies, and this is just my opinion, but a lot of the tourist areas in countries like Mexico, Westerners have come in and outpriced them. So a lot of the restaurants and a lot of the stores that you would normally see here, the people that live there, it is completely out of their price range. They can't even afford to go out to eat in their own countries because Western restaurants have come there and completely outpriced them. So the American dollar is just much more valuable to them because a lot of the industry there in a lot of places that they can get jobs, it's owned by Americans and Western, other people. So the American dollar is just much more valuable than their own peso.
Wow, guys. So you guys get a little bit of understanding about how this money thing works, especially when we start talking about foreign exchange. So in case you guys are just new or just joining us, this is the Money and Power Talk Show. This is a brand new platform that allows for us to have multiple guests on the show. So if you're interested in joining us at some point in time, or you're interested in joining us right now, all you got to do is click on this little link right here, and you'll come into our lobby section. I can make you live here on our TV show this morning on Facebook Live. You got to be coming from the ERGJ Enterprises page, though, in case you're watching from another group or you're watching from our personal page or something like that for somebody that shared. You want to come on over to ERGJ Enterprises, click on the link, join the show, and be a part of it. So this is a new platform that we have. I can put up to about 10 people in the lobby. I can have up to 4 people on screen at the same time. This is brand new technology, taking what we used to do with Blab and bringing it to Facebook Live. So, hey, we got an opportunity to do a whole lot now. Now that the restrictions have come off while it's still available. So just the guys let you know that. Now, getting back into our market recap, guys, to keep going here. President Jacob Zuma, we're talking about South African Rand again, ousted his respective finance minister last week, causing analysts and investors to worry about the future health of the country's economy. The Rand has dropped by 10% in reaction to political turmoil. So the Rand is 10% less expensive now. I got to go make some deals in South Africa. S&P warns that political risk will remain elevated this year and policy shifts are likely, which could undermine fiscal and economic growth outcomes more than we currently project. In economics, the Census Bureau will announce U.S. trade deficit data for February at 8:30 a.m. This comes as Trump gets ready to sit down with the Chinese president later this week. Trump has already said massive trade deficits with China will make a meeting a very difficult one. And on the other side of the world, Australian central bank left interest rates unchanged at 1.5%. So in case you guys don't know, today, everybody put in the comments below, today is Equal Pay Day. Equal Pay Day. So we're going to talk about exactly what that means coming up in just a second. Also, Senate votes on whether to confirm President Trump's nominee, Jay Clayton, to become a member of the secure SEC. That's what's going to happen today. So Equal Pay Day. Everybody put in the comments below, Equal Pay Day. So what we're going to be talking about now is going to be the gender pay gap. They're going to be highlighting Equal Pay Day today, and this is what they're talking about, the gender pay gap. So happy Equal Pay Day on April 4th symbolically marks how much longer full-time working women need to work to earn the same pay as men earned the year before. The wage gap really impacts women across their careers and lifespan, said Emily Martin. She added that a woman working full-time year-round will lose more than $10,000 a year to the wage gap. That means that women will have less wealth, less resources for retirement. It is one of the reasons why women are likely to take time out of the workforce to do caregiving, because they earn less than their male counterparts. So Myra, before we get into this, I want to know your thoughts on equal wage, on the gender pay gap or equal wages for men and women.
Well, I think it's really what I find is women tend to go into certain careers for some reason shy away from higher paying careers. It is assumed that we should go into careers that offer more nurturing careers where we're helpers of others. And men tend to go into careers where you start out at a higher pay and there's more area for growth in your pay. And I think we, from an early age, we teach our little girls to go into careers, those nice careers where you don't have to maybe put your foot down, careers where you're not going to have a lot of people working under you, where you're going to be a superior or you're going to be a manager. So that is the first issue that I see, in that we need to gear our little girls towards different careers, towards math and science careers. But we tend to, for some reason, and what I know, they have our little girls believe that they should go into only helping careers a lot of times. And we all know that helping careers tend to be your lower paying careers.
Wow. This woman here, oh my goodness. All right, so there's five things I think they talk about here. And this is from an article on CNN Money. They say this: number one, women generally earn around 80 cents for every dollar men earn. So when we're just talking about trading the peso, we're talking about foreign exchange, but now we're talking about domestic exchange. Men getting paid to every dollar that a man gets paid, women generally get paid 80 cents. So the size of the gender gap, pay gap, varies depending on who you ask. Women earn 79.6 cents for every dollar men made in 2015, according to the Census Bureau released last year. Meanwhile, the Labor Department data show women earned about 82 cents for every dollar a man made in 2016. These figures are broad overviews and compare the pay among full-time year-round workers. The gap narrows when factors like education level, type of work, experience, and job tender are taken into account. So those are the four things, right? So number one, education level, right? So if we're going to talk about the pay gap, we also got to talk about, well, what level are we talking about as far as your education? Are you comparing apples to apples? Do you have the same degree, the same experience, the same education level as your counterpart? Number two, the type of work. Myra just mentioned that, the type of work that is chosen. So you can't compare someone working at McDonald's to someone working, at a Fortune 500 company or something like that. I don't know. You can't compare you have to be able to compare the type of work, an engineer versus a doctor, or a lawyer versus a cashier, right? Then you got experience. What type of experience? Now that could come down to opportunity. Are women given the same opportunity as men as it relates to being able to move up the corporate ladder, get the experience that they need, or go after the experience that they want? And then job tenure. How long have they been working at that particular job? Again, those are some of the factors that you take into consideration when you're doing a comparison and trying to compare apples to apples. Now, the wage gap tends to be wider for older workers, according to Martin. Part of the reason they face bigger gaps when they started their careers, which can hurt long-term earnings potential. A relatively small wage gap at the beginning of a career can grow, given that everything from raises to 401k contributions tend to be based on a percentage of salary, she said. So number one is saying that women generally earn around 80 cents for every dollar men earn. What are your thoughts on that, Ms. Myra?
Well, once again, even when you look at careers that women dominate at the worker level, when you start to look at the supervisory level, men tend to still dominate in those careers. So take, for instance, education. Most teachers in the classroom are women, but you will find that, and I find that a lot of times when men come into education as teachers, their ultimate goal is never to stay in the classroom. They only use the classroom as a stepping stone. Their ultimate goal is always to get into administration, get to the district level office, eventually become a superintendent, and that sort of thing. And women tend to stay in the classroom and not want to leave the classroom, once again, because we teach our little girls to be nurturers. We teach our little girls that they need to help other people, and that is the place and the role that they should have. So even in careers where women dominate, when you start moving up the ladder, you will find that men dominate the supervisory positions that make the higher incomes. So we really have to start teaching girls that it is okay. You can be both strong and nurturing, and that you are entitled to these supervisory jobs. And there's nothing wrong with having an ambition. There's nothing wrong with seeking out the high salaries. There's nothing wrong with that. So it starts at a ground roots level, that we've got to change some of the thinking that we have and how we teach our little girls and little boys about their futures and their roles in society.
My goodness. Oh my goodness. That's what I'm talking. Hey, so everybody put in the comments below, for those that are watching, still watching, put in the comments below, dominate. It's all about the dominate, having a dominate mentality, or domination mentality, dominion, I guess you can say as well. And let's go on to move number 2 here, of the 5 things that they're talking about as far as weight gap. The 20-cent gap really adds up. Pay gap means women lose around about 10,500 median earnings a year. When you take a career-long view, the gap hinders wealth building. Let's say that again. The gap hinders wealth building. Based on the 2015 wage gap, a 20-year-old female entering the workforce full-time will lose $418,000 over a 40-year career compared to a male worker. That means she will have to stay in the workforce 10 years longer than a man in order to earn the same amount. Now, we move into number 3, which is race and ethnicity can even widen the gap. The gender pay gap is much larger for African-American and Hispanic female workers. Hispanic women made 54 cents for every dollar a white non-Hispanic man earned, which means they lose more than $1 million over a 40-year career based on today's wage gap. Black women earn 63 cents for every dollar a white non-Hispanic man earns, meaning they will typically lose more than $840,000 over a 40-year career. And Asian female workers are faring the best at narrowing the gap. They make 85 cents for every dollar a white non-Hispanic man makes in society. So, Miss Myra, what are your thoughts here on race and ethnicity as it relates to the women or the gender pay gap?
Well, let's start with Asians. Asians, women, and Asians, they usually go into STEM careers. They usually go into finance careers. That is something that they are taught at a very young age. So I think that contributes to the fact that although their women are paid less than men, their women are the highest paid women as far as when you look at ethnic groups. And when you talk about Black women, we have allowed the media to define our power. We've allowed the media to define who we are. And so as I have experience in the workplace, when Black women are working in an environment where we are few and far between, our confidence is construed as arrogance. Our confidence is construed as that myth, that angry Black woman myth, when we demand things out of not only our superiors, but people that are reporting to us as well. We are assume to always have a chip on our shoulder when we demand respect in the workplace, and that oftentimes it hurts us in our earning potential and our potential to get promotions. Whereas white women, and I've experienced this as well, and this is not across the board, they are confident is taken just as that. As they just being confident, they're just doing their job, they're just doing what needs to be done. And so, and when you look at Hispanic women, and once again, it's not across the board, but in the Hispanic culture, you will find that women ordinarily are put in a very subservient role. In the Hispanic culture, men are really, usually the head of the household. If the woman is working outside of the home, it is usually in a domestic type of work environment, which those type of jobs ordinarily are very low paying in the beginning. So a lot of the pay gap, culture has a lot to do with it as well, in how Asians are portrayed, and how Black women are portrayed, and how white women are portrayed, and in the red women.
Wow. Culture has a lot to do with it. Culture has a lot to do with it. Number 4, they say that we've come a long way, but progress has stalled. After strong progress, shrinking the pay disparity in the 1980s and 1990s, the improvement has slowed recently. Progress has really slowed down, and for the last decade or so, and change has been modular. The wage gap did narrow a teeny bit last year. In 2014, women earned 78.6 cents for every dollar a man made. And Congress has not engaged on this issue in recent years, and that may be one reason we haven't seen a lot of national progress. And then number 5 says the bigger the paycheck, the bigger the gap. The gap is often larger among higher paying jobs. Personal financial advisors had the biggest gender wage gap last year, according to a report from IWPR. The study did find occupations where women earn more than men. Those occupations, let's get this out. They did find occupations where women earned more than men. So this might be kind of cool to know. Those occupations included counselors, teaching assistants, combined food preparation and service. Now, this is not good. I mean, my goodness, what are y'all? This is terrible. Okay, let me just read it. Those occupations included counselors, teaching assistants, combined food preparation and serving workers, including fast food and sewing machine operators. Okay, I don't know about Miss Myra. This just sounds so sexist to me, what they just said. I mean, I don't know, but it sounds sexist to me in their own way. You just go in on this, because if I go in on, I can't go on this because I'm a man, but I sure do want to go in. Let me repeat this one more time for you, Myra, so you get fully prepared to go in on this article. The study showed that there were some occupations where women earned more than men. These occupations included counselors, teachers' assistants, combined food preparation and serving workers, including fast food, and sewing machine operators. I'm going to start right there, Myra. I'm going to let you go in on that.
I mean, all of those careers that you just named, you're not going to find many men that are going to go into those careers. So obviously, women are, once again, expected to do certain things. And so sure, they will pay a woman more to run a sewing machine or be a counselor, because you're not going to find men that are going to be, most men are not going to be willing to go into those types of areas of work, just because of the gender roles and expectations of gender roles. So a man is not going to want to go into those types of careers. And so once again, we have expectations that we start teaching our little girls at a very early age. We put them into a box and we lead them to believe that they have to be the saviors of everybody else around them, and that they have to go into jobs where they're always going to be the helper, the little helper bee. So that doesn't surprise me at all. It doesn't surprise me at all.
All right, bro. That was it. That just, I mean, that's why when you read the news, you got to read it with a filter, because that was the sexist article I've seen in my life. Oh my goodness, that was so sexist. All right. So Myra, tell people, go ahead and just recap for those that might be just joining who you are, what you do, and how people can follow you.
Okay. I am Myra, the debt elimination coach. And what I do is I help families identify their money goals and what their needs are. What I do first is I usually do a consultation with families and find out where exactly their money is going, what exactly are their goals. Force them to sit down and take an honest look at their finances and make a decision as to what they want their finances to look like in the future for themselves and for their children. And I also challenge my clients to create a tracking system. So even before I introduce them to any of the tools that I have, I need to find out how serious they are about addressing needs, because most people get into money problems because we pretend as though there aren't any money problems. As long as the bank will give us the loan, as long as the credit card people will increase the amount, we just kind of float through, and we never sit down and look in black and white as to what type of financial mess that we've gotten ourselves into. So that's the first step that I do. Make people sit down and take an honest look at their finances. Do you want to get out of the rat race? Do you want to improve your finances for the sake of your family, for the sake of the next generation? We cannot continue to allow our young people to start out at zero. We cannot continue to do that. I have conversation. I'll tell just a short story. I was talking to someone over this past weekend, Caucasian gentleman, young guy, probably late 20s, and originally from South Carolina. His parents all these island, South Carolina, which if anybody knows anything about that area of South Carolina, it is a very affluent area. You need to, most homes in that area are going to be high 6 figures, 7 figures. And so what he told me was, what was interesting is that his great grandmother owned a hotel on Pawleys Island. Now, I wanted to say something in response to that to him, but he was a young guy, so I said, no, I'm going to leave him alone, because my first inclination was, okay, if your great grandmother owned a hotel on Pawleys Island, then I can assume that she probably owned property, and that property was probably human beings if it was his great grandmother. But that I'm saying that, and I tell that story because he is now in a situation for prosperity as a direct result of what someone set up for his family 3 generations ago. So this young man has never experienced financial strife in direct result of what his great grandmother and great grandparents put into motion 3 generations ago. And we need more of our young people to be put into that situation where they can look back 2 or 3 or 4 generations and say, you know what, I'm in a good financial state because of what some people before me did, and they taught my parents, and my parents taught me. Because too many of our young people are leaving the school system after 12th grade. They have no financial literacy. They're going to these, and I don't bash colleges. I have 3 college degrees myself. However, if I had been more financially literate coming out of high school, I probably would not have gone back for at least probably not the 3rd one. But we have a responsibility. Our kids they're struggling. They're looking for answers. And in looking for those answers, they're getting themselves in financial situations that they can't get out of. And we have a responsibility to turn this thing around and have our kids sitting somewhere one day saying, you know what, my grandmother, my great grandmother started this thing in our family, and I'm going to continue.
Oh, Miss, I'm sorry. So, Miss Myra, you didn't let us know how we can find you.
How you can find me? You can come to my personal Facebook page, Myra Debt Elimination Coach P. You can shoot me a message. Also, I have a business page, and it is entitled Finances, Kids, Family. That's Finances, Kids, and Family. You can go to that page and shoot me a message. Shoot me a message. I have something. I have a great interactive tool in my messages. So I go to my business page, Finances, Kids, Family, and shoot me a message. Let's talk about some of your goals. Let's get together and let's make this happen.
All right. So real quick, Ms. Ryan, I want to say this because you mentioned that because someone did something 3 generations ago. So it's a quote from, I think, from Warren Buffett says this, someone's sitting in the shade today because someone planted a tree a long time ago. Someone is sitting in the shade today because someone planted a tree a long time ago. And I think that speaks to the message that you just spoke. Now, got 2 more questions for you, Myra, and we'll wrap this show up. Number 1, how powerful is it for us to be teaching adults how to buy stock for their kids?
It is very powerful because we need to be able to start having something for our kids to put in their hands when they are mature enough to handle it. The stock market has made a lot of families a lot of money, and we have not been taught about the stock market. I think been a little timid about going into the stock market, but we've got to get our kids on board, and we've got to show them ways of having their money work for them. And it's our responsibility. So it's really important that we're out here buying stock for our children and setting a financial foundation for them early in life.
Fantastic. And then also, Ms. Myra, I think that you recently joined Club Millie, if I'm not correct. What's been your experience? What do you think about Club Millie?
Man, Club Millie is awesome. I mean, everybody is on it. The posts that everyone is making, doing their research about different stocks, about different companies that may be going public soon, getting in on the getting a head start and wanting to be one of the first people to get in the web where you can start investing in startups, because we all know there are a lot of people out here that made a lot of money on startups that nobody knew about, or they didn't make a lot of noise, and then when these startups go public, a lot of people make a lot of money, and we need to be some of those people. So if you are not in Club Millie, if you're listening to this broadcast, you're not going to find another investment where you get a return on your investment as great as Club Millie, because it is a community and everyone is looking for everyone to be successful. And you're just not going to get this type of information for the local cost of membership that you have with Club Millie. So I'm really thankful that I found it, and I'm excited about connecting with everybody and is keeping up with what's going on with the classes.
Fantastic. Well, we do have a class coming up a session coming up on Wednesday. That's going to be the Club Millie Dow 30 investment session. That's going to be a place for beginners. You can join us on Wednesday. On this Wednesday, let me see if I can find a link real quick for those that need to find it. That's the Money and Power show. That's the guest. See if I can find it there we go. Where you can actually join us on Wednesday and be a part of uncovering investment opportunities as we go through the 30 most significant stocks in America. Well, Ms. Meyer, I want to say thank you so much for joining us today. You were bold enough to come with us here on the Money and Power debut. This is our debut talk show, and I think we had some wonderful topics, had a wonderful time. We talked about foreign exchange, the gender pay gap, you upside down, I'm right side up, or you right side up and I'm upside down, whichever. We got some yin and we got some yang going on today, and that's totally fine. We got the testosterone and the progesterone going on today. That's totally fine with me. Any last words for the peeps, Miss Myra?
Yes, get your money up, get your money right, get your finances in order. Start making responsible decisions. Let's get our young people out of these streets, and let's get our young people into boardrooms. Let's get our young people, make our young people owners and not workers, and let's teach our young people that they are geniuses. And
all right, fantastic. Well, guys, I want to thank you so much for tuning in to the Money and Power Talk show today. I want you guys to remember this, man, that it takes a village, but it starts with us. Let's build as we climb together. And just a reminder, the music is by Mr. Conte, so that's where you can actually go and get your jingles that you want for your show.
The new Black Wall Street. Thanks you for joining the show. We gave a lot of great tips, but it's time to go. Take the knowledge we shared, hope you use it and grow. We'll see you all there at the next episode of The New Black Wall Street. The New Black Wall Street.
All right, man, that's it. What'd you think?
all right. Thank you for having me. Are you from Atlanta?
Yeah, I'm from Atlanta.
Okay, yeah, I'm from Aiken, South Carolina. Not a couple of hours from Atlanta.
Yeah, I'll be coming to where you at now?
I've been living in Memphis.